Hey guys, I think I found my favorite actual string trimmer or weed eater, and it's this Harbor Freight Special Atlas 80 volt brushless cordless 16-inch string trimmer. It's actually a really beautiful tool and it blew my expectations. I thought this is going to be one of those that I might probably cut some grass around the property and some overgrown small bushes, but not really to blow through some quite thick sticks and a few things that just don't make sense. It's built the head by really industrial grade metal housing. It's a 43.5 inch straight shaft design and it has a variable speed trigger. And the battery that you see here is a 40 volt to 80 volt dual battery that they sell. And yes, that's the heatsink inside. And these are the triggers. You press on the top and then the trigger activates and it's variable. So if you press it hard, it goes fast. You press it slower, it goes lower. This is actually a beautifully made tool for around 80 bucks that it costs. In my opinion, this is worth all day long. And the head here is adjustable, 14 to 16 inches, the cut-in width. That's beautiful. And here, I'm gonna go through some rough bushes actually, which is comprised of some kudzu and pepper vines and quite some rough stuff actually that my other weed eater that I have, Ryobi, unfortunately gets stuck and it triggers the safety before I can even attempt to do this one. And you'll see throughout this video, which might seem a little bit kind of all over and fast, but I'm doing it in the worst way I can to prove that this tool actually does what it does. And just to let you know, no, I am not sponsored by Atlas or Harbor Freight. I bought this with my own money approximately 2 years ago, 2 years and a quarter, I don't know, something like that. And here we're gonna go to some rougher stuff. There is a lot of kudzu right here and other wild stuff. And I'm just gonna go through it. And I'm not sure if the camera will show you how it really is, but I'm not just cutting the leaves, I'm cutting the stems too. And kudzu stems, sometimes you can get your machine stuck. And here, as you see, this thing just does not know how to get stuck. And it's going through them like they're nothing. Not a single problem. It just goes and goes and goes, and it just works almost perfect. Now, it has a dual line like most of them have. It takes 0.080 to 0.095 if I'm not wrong. And here I'm running a 0.080, just a regular line that I bought from Harbor Freight itself. And it's working good. And actually, most of the time, I noticed this one is comparable to my steel gas-operated string trimmer that I have. I haven't noticed any difference actually between this one and my gas-operated string trimmer, which is a 23cc, which is considered quite a good one. I'm not saying it's the best, but actually this one goes through bushes and brushes and all that stuff that is not exactly expected from some of these tools to even be done or to even be considered. And it's just, I am really happy with it. The battery, especially if you get the 80 volt battery, you will love it. You can trim a lot with it, and the battery just does not want to go down. And yes, I have a few more Atlas tools that in the future I will probably review on this channel and show you guys that they still work, even though they're around 2.5 years old, all of them now, because I bought them at the same time. They had some kind of deal at Harbor Freight going on, which I think they still have a deal now going on at Harbor Freight. If you buy a battery, which is like $100-something, I think, one of these 80 volt batteries, you can get a free Atlas tool. And if I'm not wrong, if you go right now, for example, and buy an Atlas 80 volt battery, you can get this string trimmer for free, which I think it's quite a good deal. I can't say it's a bad deal. And no, I'm not trying to sell you anything because I have no interest. I'm not sponsored. So just, you know, I'm just telling you what's going on right now. And as you see, the trimmer, I'm actually trying to cut some rough things right there, even though the camera didn't do the best job to show you exactly how bad some of those are. But the trimmer is just going through and not caring about it at all. And the trimmer does not heat or anything else. And these piles of all this stuff going on here, actually, this is not an easy one to go through. And it's just cutting phenomenally good for a Harbor Freight tool. Keep in mind, this is not a tool that you buy at Home Depot or something expensive. This is a Harbor Freight tool. This is just whatever you can find at Harbor Freight. And I believe this is one of the best lines that they sell when it comes to lawn tools. This Atlas, I have that you've seen probably before, or if you didn't, you can go ahead and watch that video. Will be probably featured somewhere in the card on the top right of your screen. The Atlas chainsaw. It actually works almost comparable to a gasoline chainsaw. Now, I'm not saying it's the same or equal, because that would not be true. Gas chainsaws and gas tools are still more powerful, but it's comparable. And this tool, after cutting all this that you saw, it was over an hour here, but I'm just showing you some. The battery is still full. The battery is still full after around 30-40 minutes that I was cutting around. And of course, I couldn't include all of it in the video because I don't want to get old here. And it just works almost to perfection. And the head, yes, it says up to 10,000 RPM rotation. And yes, it has the guard and the metal housing right there. And in here, I'm going to use it for what it's not exactly supposed to do. I'm going to use it as a hedge trimmer, just to see what it can do on these plants. And it actually does good because I've done it before. I just sometimes feel too lazy to get the hedge trimmer with me, which, by the way, the hedge trimmer I bought is an Atlas too. I bought them all in one, together with a weed eater you see right here, and the chainsaw, and the lawnmower. It's a self-propelled lawnmower. I'll show you that one too soon. And as you see, it actually cut them. Now, if I was more careful and more patient, I can make this look perfect, but here I'm just cutting randomly to show you that it actually does the job. And that's to me, it blows my mind how good this tool worked for $80 tool. And this is the variable trigger that I told you, as you hear here. It does quite a good job with the noise, actually. I gotta say. It does a really good job with the noise, and let me pull the trigger here so you can see it. It's very light on top. And you can hear the noise actually going as if you were with a chainsaw. This is amazing. I really like this brushless string trimmer. It just works like a charm. I've never had a single problem with it since I bought it for over 2 years now, and cutting a lot of rough stuff. And now the handle is pretty good. I wish it has some kind of arm strap on the end. That would help a lot. But it has a good balance when you grab the front grip and the back where the triggers are. And the battery goes here on the back of it. It actually looks like it would fall, but it doesn't. It releases from there, and it's just a regular 80-volt battery that you can use it on all Atlas tool lines. This one is a 2.5 amp when it's on 80 volts, and it's 5 amp when it's in 40 volts mode, and it just works. And besides that, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I just hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye!